there, Snapchat, and welcome to another episode of Late Night Cooking with your boy KurtzBlurtz. We did it! We're back, baby! It's season 2. Back with bigger, back with better recipes for your kitchen at the late night in the kitchen. That's right. I'm still your host. Shit, I still can't get it. But anywho's, welcome to the show, guys. Yo, season 2. It's gonna be crazy. And by crazy, I mean, I might actually have ingredients for a couple of shows, like I do tonight, which brings me to what we're doing tonight. See, I went grocery shopping this week, so I have things to choose from, which is a first. If you're new to the show, you'll soon find out I rarely have the proper ingredients to make a dish, but I do it anyways, and I improvise. But tonight, I thought, let's make a small little journey across the pond to a little small country we call Italy. And we'll make tortellini. That's right. Yo, we got tortellinis. Okay, we're going to turn that music off because that's annoying. But the tortellini is in a bag. And they're nice. And they got triple cheese, I think. What? Cheese is not good once, but twice, but even thrice, it's still good. So, yeah, we're making tortellini tonight. So obviously, as you should do with any pasta dish, is step 1, you gotta boil the water. And rip to the boiling water, man, because boy, you will be missed. That was a terrible joke. But anyways, we gotta boil the water up, let it boil, and then we throw them tortellinis up in that little jacuzzi tub of that noodle. So boil in trouble. I think that's I can't remember the spell, but we'll pretend like that's it. But, so now we're gonna wait for the water. Now, while we're getting ready for the water, we got to decide on what sauce we want on top of these tortellinis. Now, you could go a lot of different ways with this. You could go with an Alfredo white sauce, or even a marinara sauce, or a pesto if you like. I think tonight, the move to go is a nice classico creamy Alfredo sauce. Since we already got those triple cheeses, oh, fuck it, let's go for a 4th, you know what I'm saying? We're not gonna go crazy and go for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but we're gonna go with just 4. 4 is good, 4 cheeses, bada boopy. Now, for you viewers out there that aren't quite as familiar with the tortellini, for you that are not familiar with the tortellini, you want to have, once you boil this, once the water's ready, you want to have them in there for a couple minutes. Now, the main reason why you have them in there for a couple minutes is you want the starches of the noodle to soften up. You want the noodle to be just as soft and puffy and beautiful as the cheese inside. Now, the fact that we got those triple cheeses inside, right? We want these to be perfect. We don't want them hard. We don't want them al dente. No, Mario and Luigi, I want them very soft, you know? That was not an Italian accent. That was just fucked up and racist. But anyways, that's what we want to do. So let's wait for this water so we can actually do that. Now we play the waiting game. See, this was a terrible mistake on my part. I probably should have started the show while I already had the water on the boiler, the stovetop, the heating pad, whatever heating option you choose. But we're gonna wait this out, so. Alright, now that we got this water bubbling up like a valley girl on a hot summer August day with some hubba bubba in her mouth. Boy, that joke took forever to get out. Now we can put the tortellini up in the water. Let's do it. Now, the thing you have to realize here, folks, is that these tortellinis, they're floaters. They're like tubes on a lake. They come to the surface and they just sit there. So rather than you want to stir occasionally, but you also want to flip. You want to make sure that both sides are getting an even cooking coat, just as if it's a nice thick steak. It's the same thing, or a hot dog on a barbecue. They're all the same. So we got to make sure that these tortellinis are all loved the same. That's right. You gotta show them all the same amount of love. No one gets left behind. Ohana, but with tortellini. While those tortellini are boiling there in the starch jacuzzi, we can't forget about our sauce. That's right, don't get lost in the sauce, but also don't forget about the sauce, because sauce is important. Sauce is what makes everything nice. Sauce, yeah, sauce. But anyways, what you want to do is, let's put it here in the microwave, and let's nuke it on up. Well, now while we're waiting for the sauce to be cooking up in the microwave, and we got the tortellini up on the bubbler, I thought we'd do something new here at Late Night Cooking. We'd have a new dad joke of the week. So this week we got one, and it goes like this. Hey, so did you hear about how I got fired from my New Year's gig? Yeah, I got fired because I really dropped the ball. So we're never doing that again. That bombed. Anyways, we are just about done with these here tortellinis. I think we can strain these out now and get on with it all. Yeah. Now that I've put on the strainer on my head, I've also realized this probably isn't the most sanitary, but it is, however, incredibly stylish and reminds me of my youth. So maybe we'll just strain these the old-fashioned way, which I still feel like would be a strainer. So now that we've washed out the strainer, we've put the tortellini through the strainer, and now we've put those on the plate, we put the sauce on the plate. They've actually looked pretty dang good, I must say. They've all come to fruition, or to tortellition, if I might say so myself. Now, what would a good Italian dish be without a little extra, feature from the very popular, I might add, 90s hip-hop group of salt and pepper. So we just gonna shake this on up in here. Yeah, give a little more of that. Oh, you can smell the love of the aroma of the tortellini. I don't know why I brought my hand like this, but it just felt right. You know, guys, they're not half bad. And I know it's a pretty lazy meal for coming back to week 1 of season 2. But, and you gotta start off right. And, tortellini pretty good. And they puffed up perfectly. They were so plush and so cloudy. And it just sounded right. And, they almost look factory made. And I gotta tell you guys, they're just nothing quite like fresh tortellini right out of the boiler. So, stop by next week. I'm glad we're starting season 2 off right, and I'll see you next week, guys.